Hey everybody, late night with Funny Bone. Funny Bone is here, and I heard some news a few minutes ago that just corroborates what Funny Bone been telling y'all for the past week, a little bit over a week, that it's more charges are going to be pending against Diddy. Come to find out, somebody filed a lawsuit against him on the 17th of July. And I'm going to let y'all listen to everything, and then I'll come back and I'll let y'all know my point of view. Y'all listen to this.
Sean Combs.
He was drugged. He was paralyzed. And when he opened his eyes, Sean Combs was standing over him. You still think this man's innocent? Think again. The mask is off. The man once called John Doe is stepping forward. And now we know his name is Donsha Tucker.
Donsha Tucker.
The floodgates just opened. And this time, it's personal. What was once whispered in sealed courtrooms is now a public firestorm. Donsha Tucker, a former employee in Diddy's own circle, just shattered the silence by filing a 19-page amended lawsuit accusing the music mogul of drugging and sexually assaulting him at a party in 2021. The complaint was...
Y'all still think Diddy is innocent? I told y'all too many people filed charges against Diddy. Too many people. Y'all thought that first trial was going to be it, and that was going to be the ball game? People, y'all don't know the United States government. Funny Bone does. Take a listen, people.
Was originally filed anonymously under the name John Doe. But now, the anonymity is gone. The world knows his name. And if the allegations are true, Diddy's world is about to come crashing down.
After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals.
Y'all remember this?
To bring civil claims in civil court.
Y'all remember this?
Against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases.
Let's trace the origins of this legal firestorm that is about to set Hollywood and the hip-hop music industry ablaze once again. It began quietly. I would say far too quietly for what the complaint actually alleged. On October 14th of 2024, a lawsuit was filed in the Southern District of New York. The plaintiff, known only then as John Doe.
Yep.
The defendant, Sean Diddy Combs. The filing was barely a whisper in the wind. Just another civil lawsuit tucked away under sealed pseudonyms. But this wasn't your average NDA dispute or some artist contract squabble. This was an accusation that shook the very foundation of Diddy's already scandal-ridden reputation. The unnamed man, who we now know as Donsha Tucker, claimed that he was sexually assaulted by Combs in 2021. Not harassed, not coerced, but drugged and then violated. But the world didn't hear his voice because for nearly 9 months it was buried under the label John Doe. That all changed on July 8th when U.S. District Judge J. Paul Oken issued an order that shattered the veil of anonymity. Following a closely watched trial in another matter where Diddy was found not guilty on 3 counts and guilty on 2, Judge Oken gave Tucker an ultimatum. Reveal your real name in this lawsuit or your case is dismissed.
Wow.
That moment, that judicial demand for transparency forced Tucker to decide, stay hidden or step into the spotlight. And 1 week later, on July 15th, he chose the light. He filed an amended complaint, dropped the John Doe mask, and told the world his truth. So what exactly is Tucker accusing Combs of? Strap in, because this isn't just another tabloid headline. This is a horrific account of power, predatory behavior, and silence. According to the lawsuit, Donsha Tucker was working with Royal Reigns Management, a company allegedly affiliated with Combs or operating in his sphere of influence, when he was invited to a private event in 2021. This was no casual gathering. This was an exclusive party hosted or attended by Combs, where the elite and the expendable collided behind closed doors. Tucker claims he was given a drink, one he believes was spiked, with a drug that rendered him weak, helpless, and disoriented. He says his body began to shut down. He felt his consciousness fading from him. He couldn't move, couldn't resist, couldn't even speak. And in that vulnerable, violated state, he opened his eyes and saw Combs, Diddy, standing over him.
Wow.
Let that image haunt you. A man rendered
Haunting.
powerless by an unknown substance, awakening in terror by one of the most powerful figures in music, looms above him. That's not a misunderstanding. That's not miscommunication. That's a nightmare. And it's
Wow.
straight out of Tucker's 19-page lawsuit.
Like
He
19
doesn't
pages.
mince words. He claims he was sexually assaulted and left with deep emotional and psychological trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't years ago, folks. It was recent, 2021. Meaning Diddy was dancing on yachts and smiling in interviews while the reality of what was what was going on, was hidden behind the scenes.
Wow.
Who else knew? Who helped cover it up? This is where things get disturbingly familiar. How many times are we going to hear the same story? Powerful man, private party,
Yep.
drugs, and sexual assault.
Yep.
Before we start asking bigger questions, who was at the party with Tucker? Who saw him being drugged? Who else has been in that room before? We've heard stories about mysterious parties tied to Diddy before, celebrity hangouts where people enter whole and leave completely broken.
Yep.
This new allegation only amplifies the whispers that have followed him for decades. Was Royal Reigns Management just another shell company used to launder power and exploit the powerless?
Mm-hmm.
Was Tucker just one victim in a long line of others?
Yep, he was.
And why did it take a court order for this complaint to go public?
Mm-hmm.
Why did it take a Judge Oken, stepping in for this story to reach the people? Because make no mistake, this wasn't a media scoop.
Nope.
The media didn't find this. Inner City Press, a small but powerful court-watching outlet that routinely covers SDNY cases, was the first to report the update.
Wow.
Not CNN, not NBC, not Rolling Stone. Why is that only an independent watchdogs are holding Diddy's feet to the fire while legacy outlets play dumb and pretend he's a reformed mogul now? Now,
You're
here's where it
right.
gets damning. As of July 17th, there has been no official response from Diddy or his legal team.
Mm-hmm.
No
No.
press conference, no press release, not even a tweet. For a man who once bragged about his billions, about his invincibility, about his ability to beat the system, he's been stone cold silent in the face of these new allegations.
Yeah, I would too.
Why? Is his team in chaos?
Mhm,
Is he
yeah.
buying time behind the scenes?
Yep.
Is he preparing another settlement offer to quietly make this case go away?
Can't.
Or is he hoping that the world will forget once again?
Yep.
Remember, Diddy's track record is stained. From Cassie Ventura's explosive lawsuit to the federal raids on his homes to the dozens of former employees and insiders accusing him of hosting drug-fueled, sexually charged parties. This isn't a new narrative that we're hearing.
That's
It's
right.
a familiar one.
That's right.
One that echoes in nearly all the lawsuits we've seen against him.
Yep.
It's a pattern. And Tucker's story, it fits right in. And that's what should terrify us.
Whoa, termites?
People. Y'all remember 3-4 videos ago when the verdict came down and I told y'all that they was just getting started with Diddy. Diddy is not done. And I told y'all, I gave y'all the blueprint. I told you that Diddy, when he beat that, too many accusers, too many people that bought in damning evidence. Damning evidence. We didn't hear none of that yet, but we're going to. Remember I told y'all, go back to the videos. I told you. The government ain't nothing to play with, people. Feds ain't nothing to play with. Now, it's going to be phase 2. And this all part of Funny Bones theory. Y'all can agree or not. We'll see. Now, you're going to start seeing some of the civil cases against Diddy. Since he's been found guilty of all that sexual stuff with prostitution and all that stuff, he ain't going to be able to say he's not guilty of that. He's already been proven guilty of that. So you're going to see people one at a time come forward. You're going to see lawsuit after lawsuit. And then you're going to see Diddy got to pay all that stuff. That is going to be where all his money is going to be tied up. These civil lawsuits. That's where he's going to go broke. Trying to settle all these civil settlements. And that's what's going to break Diddy. Too many of them filed it. I don't know how many people filed it. A lot of them, people. Y'all remember? Go back and remember. A lot of people. They had over 100 cases. 120. So by the time you start paying that many people, some of them probably gonna be asking for millions. By the time you get done with all of that, what are you gonna have for a superpower defensive team then? The government ain't nothing to play with, people. I've been saying this. They ain't nothing to play with. Y'all should ask the people before Diddy that's already in prison. Do the federal government play with you? They do not. When they want you, they're going to get you. No matter who you are. That's why we got that sleaze bag up there in office, worried about his name, pictures, videos, and all that coming out. Corruption runs deep, people. Deep. But we got to go deeper to expose it. And that's what's happening now. That's what's happening now with all these powerful men. I'm telling you, transparency is a son of a gun. Don't nobody want transparency. Because everybody want to lie and do evil, bad stuff. But the transparency catching up with y'all fellas. Now y'all don't know what to do. Diddy, pure heathen. Pure and simple, heathen. Should never walk the light of day again. And I'm going to tell you like this, people. The government wants you that bad, it ain't nothing you can do. Y'all going to find that out pretty fast. Ain't nothing you can do. If they really want you, you're got. Plain and simple. You are got. And I told y'all, when you commit crimes against our children, our babies, no one but the corrupt people like yourself will have sympathy for you. Diddy and people like that are used to buying sympathy. But certain things are not for sale. To certain people, certain things are not for sale. Dignity and honor goes a long way with some of us, still. And that's hard to believe, but it's true. You got a lot of people out here, man of their words, women of their words. Great characters. But don't turn a blind eye to the people that don't have great characteristics like Diddy. Hold these heathens accountable for the wrong that they do to our children. People, what is that with y'all children? And Diddy got to them like that. What would you think? How would you feel? Would you want him to get off because he's got money and influence? Put yourself in the victim's shoes sometime, people. Make you think a little bit different. But Diddy, civilly, they're going to break him. He's going to have all these charges, just like the lawsuit came from Cassie. And then the feds and stuff took it up. Probably the same thing's going to happen again. I told you they ain't done with Diddy. Told y'all that. They're not done. They're just getting started, people. Just getting started. So, like I said, and like she said, Donsha Tucker, y'all gonna start hearing his name in the next week or two. You're gonna start hearing his name. So you might well hear it from Funny Bone, and I got this from Melanie King. Y'all might well listen to his name, Donsha Tucker. Y'all gonna be hearing a lot from him. I can promise you that. And y'all, take a listen to a little bit more, people. Listen to this.
Out of thin air. It came right after the conclusion of Diddy's RICO case, okay? The one against Diddy that we've seen. One where he was found guilty on 2 counts only. The public was livid.
Yep.
The victims were devastated.
Yep.
Justice felt delayed, diluted, and denied. And that's when Judge Oken stepped in, demanding clarity in this case, demanding exposure. Coincidence? Or calculated move by a judiciary growing impatient with celebrity protection?
Yep.
And let's ask this. What happens now that the complaint is public? Will more victims come forward?
Yep.
Will the feds open a criminal case?
Yep.
Will the civil lawsuits become the launching pad for a new criminal indictment?
Yep. I believe
We've
it.
seen this before.
Yeah, we did.
Weinstein, Epstein,
Yep.
R. Kelly.
Yep.
It always starts with one brave voice.
Yep.
Then 2, then 10.
Yep.
Are we watching the next chapter in Diddy's downfall unfold before our very own eyes?
I think we're
This lawsuit isn't just a court filing.
Nope.
It's a warning shot.
It
A
is.
crack in the armor of a man who has long weaponized his wealth, his fame,
Yep.
and his influence to avoid consequences.
Yep.
Donsha Tucker didn't just risk his reputation. He risked his safety. He stood up to one of the most powerful men in entertainment and said, "You don't get to erase me." But the
Wow.
real question is this: will the system finally stand with the victim? Or will once again we watch as another predator buys silence with settlements, spins the media, and slips away untouched? We are watching history repeat itself in real time.
Yep.
And the outcome will tell us whether justice in America is still for sale.
Yep.
Donsha Tucker isn't hiding anymore. His story is out. His name is on record. And Sean Combs has one less shield to hide behind. From anonymous court filings to public outcry, the tide is turning. The question now is simple. Will the world listen? Or will power once again bury truth?
Yep.
Don't scroll past this, because what's happening to Diddy next might finally be the reckoning he's run from for decades.
People, couldn't have said it better myself. You can run, but you can't hide. Sooner or later, like I told y'all, when you do wrong, wrong follow you. And if you keep doing wrong, wrong catch up with you. And once wrong catch up with you, you can kiss your behind goodbye. Wrong just done caught up with Diddy. Too many people done filed lawsuits against him. Too many. And they got the evidence to prove it. That's what's bad. They got the evidence to prove everything, people. So, that premature celebration with the baby oil, these are all predictions by Funny Bone and other people. No charges have been filed yet against Diddy, except for we know this one have. We know one is in the making. So what's caught on how they presented and everything and how it goes down, that the feds are going to pick it up, which you know they probably are. You know they are. So people, like I said, if y'all think that Funny Bone and Ticket TV and Gene Deal and Melanie King and all of us think we got a conspiracy theory against Diddy, we just making this up and it's wishful thinking of us, put a 1 down there. But if y'all think that it's far from over, it's just the beginning, and Diddy is going to be caught up with, he's already caught up with, and they're going to nail the nail in his coffin eventually. Put a 2 down there if y'all believe that, just like Funny Bone does. Yeah, I truly believe that Diddy has opened up a can of worms that he can't control. And that's the U.S. feds. When the feds want you, you're got. You are got, one way or the other. I told y'all about a guy that had to try him 4 times. Told y'all that. R. Kelly, they had to go in different states. Epstein, same thing. When they want you, they gonna get you. They're gonna drain you. We've been telling y'all, they're gonna drain you all these civil lawsuits. Diddy got too many to pay off. Y'all think Diddy can pay off all that? Over 120 accusers. You imagine just all of them just ask for $1 million, that's 120 million. But some of them folks gonna ask for way more than that. Most of them gonna ask for more than that. So it's turning. Sand in the hourglass is starting to spill. I truly believe it. I truly believe it. If y'all believe the same thing, say Funny Bone, we believe. We believe that, and we still believe in a little bit of this justice system. You can't be bought. We still believe it until we be proved otherwise. That's Funny Bone theory too. Funny Bone, love y'all. Y'all had the rest of a good morning. Peace.